Alright, so I am in the process of tying a McTwitchy Stonefly order, 3 dozen of them for someone. And I'm just getting started on the juicy part of the fly. So what I've done prior to getting the fly in the vise here is I've gone through and I've tied the foam in to foam on and glued it to all of the hooks for each flavor of fly. So I've got a dozen salmon fly ones, and then I've got a dozen goldens, and I also have a dozen size 10 squala ones. And so what I've done is went in, glued the foam on, tied it into place, and then that way it makes this fly go a lot quicker because now the bodies are all tied on. I don't have to wait for them to dry or anything, and I can just throw all of the other materials on to make it look like a bug. So here is what that entails. So I've put the fly back in the vise. Let's get it straight here. And I need to segment the tail so that it looks like this. So it's segmented. I'll show you the back there. So to do that, it's a cross weave up and down the back of the fly. And it goes like this. And I've been asked to show people how to do this multiple times. So we'll try it here again today. So what I'm going to do is, as I've worked my thread in and come back across, as you can see, so it looks like this. Worked my thread all the way back to the foam. Go once around the segment there for the body, and then cross wrap to the back one. Wrap around once, and then I'm ready to start the segment part. So I'm going to take the extended body part, I'm going to hold it, I'm going to come down and I'm going to cross weave up to the first part of the segment like that. I'm going to come underneath straight and back across the top of the back, or the back of the fly, or the top of the fly, to create that segment. Come back underneath and then just give it a slight pull to pull it tight, and that'll get it to like poof out and give you that nice segmented look. And we're going up and then back. So then I do it again, the same thing again. I'm going to cross up the back of the fly, kind of see that there, at an angle, come underneath straight, pull it tight, there we go, back up, around, pull it tight, and one more, because this fly calls for 4 segments. Well, it actually doesn't matter how many you do. I just designed it to have 4. Whoa. That last one's a little tricky. You kind of have to spend some time with it. Alright, so I've made it to the top. I've got my segments all built. Now I'm just going to come back down and cross over the body the opposite way. When I come underneath, so there you go, that first cross there. I'm going to come underneath and I'm just going to lay the thread in the segment that I've already built. Come across again, pull it tight. See, building segments. Let's see if I can do it like this. Like that. Come underneath, whoop, and then down to the last one, like that. Boom. That part's done. That's the tricky part. But when you do it right, it'll get it to whoop, kind of bend upwards and give you a nice extended body off the back of the fly. And what also is great about this fly is it causes the hook to hang low in the water, so when they come up to take it, you get a better opportunity at a hook set. Okay, so that's done. Come up to this front segment here. Okay, then we're going to bring the thread forward to about halfway in between, lay the foam down, build ourselves another segment, Zip. Come all the way to the eye and do a smaller segment for the head, just like that. And then I'm coming backwards by crossing to that first one. There we go. Okay, now we're ready to add all the fun stuff. So this pattern starts with crystal flash for the base of the wing. Having fun here. There we go. So just take 3 or 4 strands of crystal flash and cut it off. V it on. Whoa. We gotta come all the way back there. There we go. Make sure it's in the right position. V it on, bring it up, and tie it in with a couple of good thread wraps. All right. Then we need the underwing, which is just white polypropylene like yarn. And you cut it off, kind of pull the strands apart so it gets all wingy like. And then just V it on. Bring it up to the top. I like to put a couple of good wraps down on top of the wing to get it to lay flat, maybe. There we go. Okay. And then before you tie in your top wing, take your Sharpie marker and color the wing just to give it kind of a barred look. Just gives it a little bit more of a natural look. There we go. Then you're ready for your wing, your top wing. I'm using moose body, and I like moose body for stonefly dry wings because stonefly dry wings are really long, really they've got really intricate veins on them, and there's 4 of them. So, and they have, when they lay flat on top of each other, they're pretty bulky, but they're not bulky. They lay really flat, and so they don't poof up a lot like a caddis wing. So the moose hair lays a lot flatter. So all I'm doing is just stacking it, getting them all even. I'm gonna pull out the bad tipped ones. I like those blunt tips in there. There we go. All right. You can see I don't have a whole lot. Nice flat, small top wing. Measure it till it just overhangs the butt end of the fly. A couple of soft wraps, and then pull it tight. That's why I like moose hair. When you pull it tight, it flares up a little bit, but not much. And when you put that dubbing in, it'll lay it down a little flatter. Really looks like the natural stonefly wing. All right, you're gonna cut all the tag ends off. Don't need those. Okay. Then you need your legs. Gotta have legs. So the back legs are longer than the front legs. So I'm using centipede legs in medium, brown, and black. But you can use any sort of rubber leg that you would like for this pattern. I just like the barred look on the centipede legs. And I like, it's called the McTwitchy for a reason. The round rubber legs, they give a lot of movement. I like silly legs too, but I like the round rubber legs because they do move a lot. They twitch quite a bit on their own, and that's what's really gets the fish's attention, is long leg, big legs. So I extend those legs out the back pretty far, and then what you want to do is just give it a little dash of head cement or glue here on the wing and on the leg. I hate it when my rubber legs slide out. or move on me. That way, put a little spot of glue, and you know those things aren't coming off there. You can clip the tag ends on the front of the legs. Don't need those. Then what you're going to do is bring your thread forward to that front segment right here and tie in your other set of legs. And I've got 2 more strands of the centipede legs, and I'm going to tie them in so that it gives me 4 legs up front. Shorter legs in the front, longer legs in the back, just like a stonefly. Pull a little tight there. Want to kind of get them even along the body, and then get them really cinched down in there. Boop, like so. There we go. And that's about right. Then another little dash of glue if you like, just to make sure that those legs do not move. It drives me nuts. I hate buying store-bought flies and you pull on the legs and they slide right out. It's very annoying. So a little spot of glue there will help keep them in place. All right, now you're ready for your dubbing. So you're going to take your low tack wax and gum up your thread. And then I'm using Sinuous Fusion Dub in Crusty Nail for the salmon fly. I like it's got a little bit of flash, and you're just putting this kind of in the thorax section, right? No, or abdomen section of the fly, just to cover up the legs and the wings and all that, and give it a little bit more of a buggy look. All right, so I'm gonna part my legs and start my dubbing. All right, and then come behind the leg and work my way back to the wing with some wraps. Get out of there. Shoop. Just to clean and cover all that up, like so, right? And really, this is for the bottom, because you're going to put foam on the top of this fly. A little bit more wax, a little bit more dubbing. There we go. That's probably too much. Okay. And back between the legs in the front. Bring it forward to kind of spread them out a little bit. There you go. Pull those front legs back and build the head of your fly. There we go. Dubbing's done. Nice little midsection to the fly there to kind of buggy it up. And then all you got to do is cut off a piece of high-vis foam, because this fly has an orange base for the body. I'm using an orange piece of foam on the top. And you're just going to lay it flat, like so. And tie it into place with a couple of good wraps. Pull the head of the fly back, work your thread to the front, and then I'm waiting for my whip finish tool to get here. I ordered a new one. I got this cheap one and I can't get it to work right. It's driving me absolutely crazy. But I may have done that too tight. There we go. There. And just to be safe, 2 more half inches. I mean, I glue the heck out of my flies in the front after I'm done, so I'm not too worried about that. Okay, now you got to trim her up. Droop. There. Okay, The legs should be good. Sometimes I'll clip these back legs just a little bit to make sure that they're even. Clip this foam just a little bit, like so. And then cut your head into place. So all I'm doing is just sharpening the point of the head of the fly and then cutting it flat just to look like a stonefly. Alright. Now we can dab head cement on the head of the fly. Make sure you get it on both sides. There we go. And then take your Sharpie marker and draw a couple eyes on the front of your fly if you like. On the sides there. And then flip that thing underneath and just kind of break up the body of the fly with some dots. And they don't have to be anything special. You're just trying to like camouflage the fly a little bit, make it look a little bit more natural with some coloration. And that's why most guides have a Sharpie marker in with their gear, because they'll use it to break up the silhouette of the fly a little bit, give it a more natural look. There we go. Markers being uncooperative. There. Yeah, so just kind of color it up a little bit. That stuff will fade after a couple of uses, so you just retouch it up. But that's it. That's the that's the stonefly. That's the McTwitchy Stonefly in salmon fly flavor. I got to do them in goldens and squalas as well. I tie them in 4 different flavors. I tied them in the salmon fly, tie it in golden, I tie it in squala, and then we also do the short wing version, which is tan. And then it also works if there's hoppers hatching too, the tan one, or the squala, in because it's olive, it kind of looks like a hopper too. But that is it. It goes a lot quicker when you put the foam and everything in there first, and then you can just throw on all the juicy stuff. But a great big, this is a big fly. This is on a size 6. Goldens are a size 8, and squalas are a size 10, and short wing stones are a size 8. But yeah, when it rides in the water, that hook hangs down a little lower like this with the extended body. Rides really flat, so that when the fish comes up, you get a really good hook set. And I use a natural bend hook, so that gap has got a little bit more of a curve to it. So once you get them, typically they don't come off if you keep tension on them. But having that hook hang down a little lower really helps. Kind of rides like that. A lot of the times, especially on the Yakima, the fish will come up and smack and play with it. So this fly works really good because you just let it sit there and they'll come back for it a lot of the times. You give it a twitch or two. That's why it's called the McTwitchy. But these are up for sale. And I haven't got the website. I haven't got them up on the website yet. That's coming. It's just taking a little bit of time. But you can go ahead and order these via email or on Instagram and that. They're $3.25 a fly. And I'm limiting the orders for people to 2 dozen per flavor. So if you want to order, you can order up to 2 dozen of one flavor. That way I don't get completely bogged down with flies. And I'm only tying them for individuals and stuff like that, not for shops at this time. So there you go. That is the McTwitchy Stonefly in salmon fly flavor. I've got 10 more to go, and then another 2 dozen in the other colors. So pretty sweet. There you go. That's how I tie it. That's my pattern. I came up with this one here over the last few years. It works really well, especially in the summertime during the stonefly hatches. But there you go. I am going to get back to it. Till next time, anglers.